Well, good evening and welcome to another episode of Ox Sports Unleashed, episode 23. And it's probably one of a bit more of a difference this week, really, as you may have noticed I'm not Darryl Woods and I've actually got Colin Ryde alongside me as a other co-presenter. So running on empty, I think, this week, aren't we, Colin?
Yeah, we are a bit. I think the rumour has it that Darryl Woods has been caught speeding yet again. His yellow soft top Reliant Robin, and as a result, he's been sent off. And yet another speed awareness course in Grimsby of all places. So, and also Darryl, our normal KDog, Kieren Bushnell, co-presenter. He's a man of many parts, some of which are broken this week and no longer available, so he can't be here. So it's you and me, mate, trying to reduce this with Wes Spearman driving the dials behind the scenes there. So Wes can't be on camera. Or he could be on camera too. Say hello, Wes. No, he can't say hello. So all right, back to you, Patrick. Going well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think of all those weeks that they've taken the mick out of us on Lyon and Ryde, and I don't think they've realised that we're going to get our own back on them tonight, do they? But
Absolutely, yeah.
yes. But hopefully they'll be back with you on your screens next week in the normal studio as well. And I'll try and put Darryl's normal battle cry out, but I probably won't do it as well. But always, please send us in your clips from all grassroots football across Oxfordshire. We're desperate to showcase your sport from around the county. And please send them in to oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. And I'm sure Wes will put the email address on the screen for you right now so that you can see that and do that. And I hope I did that justice. Probably not quite as good as Darryl, but we'll see.
Yeah, we all agree. Darryl's become a consummate presenter, of this fantastic sports show, along with our friend Kieren Bushnell too. Right, Patrick, what you got lined up for us tonight?
Yes, and we're on Zoom. We've got different presenters, but we're going to try and keep the show to the same structure, aren't we? And we'll start off, as always, in the National League with Oxford City. Again, every game, the big game this season. City still bottom of the National League. They hosted Halifax Town on Sunday this week, actually, with the TNT Sport cameras coming to the Royal Charging Stadium. And we'll go over to the highlights now, and we'll follow that with an interview with Ross Jenkins.
Gave him a little bit more of a central strike towards goal, which was covered there by Johnson. In the meantime, Golden trying to make a streaking run down that far side of the field, and he's quick to try and win it back as well straight away. Right onto it down at the byline and able to stab it back inside, and it's not been collected by the keeper. It's a golden opportunity for Rob Harker. It's an overused phrase in football, but Oxford City clearly architects of their own downfall in that moment. A calamity in that defensive line and a lack of communication between Marcin Brzozowski and his defenders. And Rob Harker says thank you very much for number 5 in the Vanarama National League this season. Disappointing there for Oxford City. A fair play to him and Halifax Town for not giving up. Full credit to Max Wright as well for just keeping up the pressure, as he fought valiantly for it down at that byline, but Charlie O'Connell started it with the error. And the likes of Moore and Phillips getting in the way of each other too, and it could get worse here straight away. Hollywood Bori having a dig, it slips underneath the goalkeeper. 2-0, quick as a flash. And just when we were lauding Oxford City for at least their positive start in this one, 2 goals in a couple of minutes, and Halifax Town are suddenly in cruise control. Yeah, Brzozowski, the goalkeeper, at fault, and the face really says it all. Too many individual mistakes, not just today, but this season. Coyle just delaying a little too long, but able to find Humphreys Ewers. Ashby gets it back from Parker. Tentative around the edge of the 18-yard box. Coyle's inside if they want to try and use him. Moore finding some space to find Parker. Layoff as well to Greenslade. Well watched by Sam Johnson, because it could have gone anywhere after that ricochet, but he kept his eyes on it and was able to adjust to keep it out. Parker maybe looking around at others this afternoon, wondering where they've been for large parts of it, particularly in this second period. It could get a whole lot worse again as it's drilled in towards goal from a difficult angle in the end by Harker. Parker on the chest. Mopped up by Summerfield. Thompson Sommers. Cosgrove. Oh, look at the space down the middle suddenly here. Golden with the golden opportunity to seal it off. Keeper may have got a touch on that. It was wasted in the end by the right back, who won't get a better opportunity.
That's a good save in the end.
A little bit of space on that far side that could be manipulated. Oh, it's a great save to deny Kane Thompson-Sommers. That seemed like it was destined to be number 3. And talk about a game from rubble to redemption.
Ross, 2-0 defeat to Halifax today. Tough one to take. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, difficult. I thought first half played some really good stuff. 2 errors again from us that give them 2 goals. So I think at any level, you give anyone an easy goal and a second easy goal, probably about 45 seconds later. It's always an uphill battle. So I mean, apart from that, we played some really good stuff, and we demonstrated that, you know, we're not down and out. We've got real confidence in our play. First half, we beat their press a number of times. We played some really good stuff, and the boys were playing with real confidence on the front foot. But it's just those 2 goals, really. They're our errors. So if they would have scored some worldies or cut us open, like they did a couple of times in the second half, with some good play, I think we take it. But I'm just disappointed, and the boys are as well. The boys are really disappointed that those 2 goals were so easy for them to score, because leading to half-time, we were full of confidence. So, yeah, it's important we pick ourselves up, because we've just demonstrated against a very strong Halifax team, another full-time club, that we're more than capable to play our football against them. And today we did that. Second half was a bit sluggish. There was no atmosphere. It was hard. You know, the boys were finding it hard to keep running through walls. It was getting a bit warmer, but, you know, I thought the damage was done with those 2 sloppy goals.
Yeah, so there you go. Another bad result for City there. Kind of a crazy minute, wasn't it, in the first half, where they conceded twice in quick succession. So again, probably matched Halifax for a lot of the game, but again, another bad result, which sees them perilously close to the trapdoor now. And I think another bad result on Saturday. Sorry, I'm too used to these games being played on Sunday now. But yeah, Saturday's game at Fylde, if it's a bad result, it will maybe even see the dreaded day arrive there and then. So hopefully they can prolong it a little bit longer with another win on Saturday, but we'll see what happens when we get there. So going into the National League North, and Banbury United are in a bit of a similar position, aren't they, Colin, in relegation zone?
I think we talked before about the fact they've not had their new manager bounce at all, have they, really? So, and I think their current chairman's stepping down at the end of the season as well. So a bit of turmoil there, plus also fixture congestion at the end of the season, because their pitch does flood rather often, doesn't it? So things are not looking good for Banbury as well.
Yeah, and so they had an even tougher trip than City, really. They went up to Scunthorpe United, who are kind of the big team of the National League North, and obviously football fans will remember them in the Championship not many years ago. So they went up there to hopefully get a bit of a stunning win against a big crowd there as well. So here are the highlights from that game, followed also by an interview with Kevin Wilson.
Your reaction to today's game here against Scunthorpe?
It was always going to be a difficult game for us. They're full time. I felt we stayed in the game, and that may be because of their finishing, also some good defending, and we counter-attacked quite well in the first half, and then all of a sudden we didn't pick the right pass or the opportunity, and it went begging.
You lost the goal in the first half. What was the message to the team at half time? Because we have mentioned this before, creating chances and goal scoring has not been Banbury's forte this season, has it?
One of the things that you've got is that you've got to get your centre forward to hold the ball, and that's one of the things that at the present moment they aren't getting hold of the ball. So what happens is it's a bit of a spiral effect that your midfield players won't go and support because they're expecting them to lose the ball, and then all of a sudden your full-backs just sit, they don't join in, and if I'm honest, it's one of them situations that we need to be better at the top end of the pitch. And then, one of the things today, I said to get the ball wide to Aidan and get the ball wide to Craig, and we didn't do it. Okay, we did it a little bit in the first half. We make our own problems, really, with the selection of the ball.
Yeah, again, another bad result there for Banbury. Always was going to be a tough journey for them up there, but one that leaves them a bit more rooted in the relegation zone now, but not quite adrift as City are. So there's still a chance that they can get clear of that. So obviously hope that they can pick up a few good results in recent weeks, the coming weeks, I should say. Obviously got a few games left with a few postponements, so still plenty of time for them there. So, Colin, we'll go to our regular feature, and one that me and you know well, and the amount of times that they've abused us kind of going into it. So, what?
I know. But the thing is, it's really weird because I'm going to introduce you as my guest this time round, whereas I'm actually your guest on this show today. Anyway, next up, we've got our review through the football pyramid locally in Oxfordshire. And as you'll find out, Patrick Lock is really trying to find some happy news somewhere across the football pyramid locally. But anyway, here is Lock, Lyon and Ryde. Right, time to welcome my two guests, Paul Lyon. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Colin.
And Patrick Lock. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Colin.
Right, so Oxford United won 2-0 away at Port Vale to keep their playoff places alive. Oxford, they lost by the same margin in front of the TV cameras on Sunday. And Paul, did you get much money for that televised game?
Yeah, we do get some money. Both the home team and the away team get paid for the inconvenience of being on the television. I mean, it's not really an inconvenience. We love having the games on the TV, but the whole ground's been taken over for about a week by TNT Sports, so there's a lot of work to be done. But it's great to be on the TV, and it didn't seem to have an effect on the crowd numbers, did it? Because we had over 1,300 there, which was really, really good attendance for an Oxford City home game. And I think we only had 89 Halifax fans there, which meant there's 1,200 from City, which is really good numbers. And so it's good. We get a bit of extra money, covers a bit more of the bills, and that's our second time this season. And unfortunately, we haven't managed to win one yet.
It'll come, Paul. It'll come. But alas, City are still adrift at the bottom of the National League. But this club's still ambitious, Paul, and appears to have some new investment and also a boardroom strategy. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. As we've talked about before, Colin, the board has been basically myself and Justin for the last 8 years. The old board, the old guard, if you like, have been leaving us. Unfortunately, we've lost. We've been losing people gradually. Brian Cox isn't very well at the moment, so he's not able to sit on the board. So we've been looking for some new people to come on, and what we're really looking for is people with business experience and with football experience to try and help drive the club forward, because as we found this season at this level, Justin and I cannot carry everything to take this club upwards, and we've fallen short on the football field. We've tried our hardest, but we haven't got deep pockets, so we're going to have to look at some other options. So we've put together a board, which is a think tank of local business people, people that have been really good in business in the Oxford area. They've got Oxford as an interest to them. So we haven't brought investors in from all over the world. We haven't gone for the oil money. We haven't gone for the Chinese money or the Japanese or the Malaysian or anything like that. All the people that have come onto the board are people who live in Oxford. And so they're local business people. They have got experience around the world. One of the guys has been involved with the MLS. And they've brought some investment into the club as well, just to help us on our way. So hopefully this time next season we'll be at the other end of the table, whichever division we happen to be in, and we might be on our way back up again. So who knows?
All right, Patrick, love that to look forward to as the hardy band of hardcore City supporters to go home and away. Patrick, recently it's been the weather that's done the damage to our local teams, but Saturday it looked as though it was their form on the pitch that let them down. See if you can find some good news somewhere along the local football pyramid and take us through the rest of last Saturday's results, how that affected the tables, and what football fans have got to look forward to this weekend, Patrick Lock.
Yeah, like you say, Colin, other than an Oxfordshire United win in League One, it's another weekend without much success across the county. I did find some, but we'll have to wait a little bit as I'll as normal, go down the leagues. Obviously, we've heard about Oxford City and Banbury's results in the studio earlier, but Didcot Town had something of a thriller at Walton and Hersham in the Southern League Premier South, but ultimately still lost out 4-2 away from home. Walton took the lead after 16 minutes when a former Oxford City man, Nana Owusu, gave them the lead. Didcot equalised just a few minutes before half-time, actually, and another stunner from a Didcot man in Patrick Osborne, whose shot from a good 10 yards outside the box was absolute pinpoint into the bottom corner of the net. And probably another goal of the week contender, probably across the Southern League. So Didcot seem to be scoring just stunners at the moment. But just as quickly after the break, Walton retook the lead, but Robbie Gallagher equalised for the second time as he tackled his defender, actually not far outside the box, and ran in and slightly past the keeper to make it 2-2. But unfortunately for them, Walton scored twice in the last quarter hour to take all 3 points. And we'll hear the thoughts of Jamie Heapy, who was a bit of a frustrated man, actually, at full time.
Evening, Jamie. Obviously, your reflections on the game today at Walton?
Frustrating. They've got some good players. Attacking wise, when they go forward, they've got some good players, and we can quite cope with them today, to be fair. But defensively, I think we had a bit of. When we were in our position going forward, we caused them problems. But I just said in there, I just felt like not having a game last week showed a little bit. I think we were just not quite at it like we have been. And listen, we probably could have got a point if we were lucky, but they probably deserve to win, to be honest.
So in the Southern League Division 1 Central, not really any success for our sides again, unfortunately. Northley were beaten 3-1 at home to Ware. Ryde Costa did level for Northley with about 15 minutes to play. So maybe look like they get a point, but it's 2 goals in the last 5 minutes condemned them to defeat there at Ancient Park. 2 late goals were also the undoing of Kidlington away at Welwyn Garden City. They fell to a 2-0 defeat with both goals in the final 15 minutes again. We'll hear the thoughts of Mark Massingham after that game, and he spoke at full time.
A pretty disappointing afternoon. Let's just begin with your initial thoughts.
Yeah, disappointing afternoon, Charlie. You should be this side of the camera. Some of the heart, some of the desire for the lads was brilliant. The back four, Hoppy's made some great saves again. The back four were really good. Even Connor coming on making his debut was really good. Jenks got around the pit. In terms of work rate, can't really knock the lads. I can't ask for more as a defensive side. One mistake, the player knows he made a mistake, he's put his hands up, but that's been the story of our season. The strike for the first goal is, it's a quality strike. You have 3 goalkeepers in here saving that, and then we reacted brilliantly. Honestly, probably one of our best reactions going behind. So we create 2 really good chances, an open goal, and I know it's a little bit far out, but it's got to go in the back of the net, and then it don't. We push on and they score the last kick of the game or close to it. So initial thoughts are it's the add it to the list of all the other games. Didn't really create too much going forward. Probably, I think a draw is a fair result.
And finally, Tame United did actually take the lead at home to Barton Rovers, and another goal for veteran Jefferson Louis, who we always seem to mention every few weeks. So he's still banging the goals in at whatever. But it's 42 or 43 now, I think, isn't he? Or maybe even older than that.
I think he's 43. He was 43 in February.
43 with probably just about as many clubs, but sadly for them, 2 goals in 2 minutes from Taylor Riney and John Shamalo turned things around with another late goal, condemning Tame to a 3-1 defeat there. Step 5 and 6, unfortunately, the picture isn't much better. At step 5, Ardley United and Easington Sports were the only sides not defeated, but they only had 2 all draws, both of them. Ardley saw themselves into a 2-0 lead, actually, through another former City man, Declan Benjamin, who grabbed both goals for Ardley. But 2 goals from Geordie Mabimbi saw Hilltop rescue a point there. And that was a Friday night game. And Easington, they actually came from behind twice to get a point at home against Coggenho. Firstly, Liam Howard's made it 1-1 when he reacted faster to a ball across the box, tap home at the far post before the equaliser came from Josh Riley late on. He had a spot kick saved, actually, but was there to convert the rebound to see the sides to 2-2 draw. Elsewhere in the Step 5 leagues, Bedfont Sports were 4-0 winners at home against Wallingford and Crowmarsh in the combined counties Premier, while Flackwell Heath big 6-1 victors over Milton United in the same division. While in the Hellenic Premier, Wantage Town were beaten 3-1 at home to Corsham Town. And at Step 6, I do finally at least have some news of a win. Long Crendon were the only side other than Oxford United to win, and they beat Newent Town 3-1 away from home, 3-0 away from home, sorry. Ben Sykes gave Crendon the lead early on, actually. Declan Allen Stokes doubled the lead after the quarter hour, actually, so a really good start for them there. Josh Richardson made it 3-0 early in the second half, and against a side, actually, that had 2 men sent off for second bookings, so good day for Long Crendon there. And there was also defeats for Abingdon United, and Kidlington Reserves, they both lost 3-1 in that division. On Sunday, and Zoe Barrett grabbed the only goal of the game as Oxford United women beat Cardiff City in a home game outside of the county, as City's home game on TNT Sports on Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately, meant they had to be exiled for a day. They won that game at Cirencester Town, but will at least return to the Royal Charging Stadium this coming weekend. And there's also mentioned Tame United women who earned a place in the Thames Valley Women Plate final as they beat Hanwell 4-1 on penalties after drawing 1-1 after 90 minutes, with Yasmin Williams grabbing the goal in normal time there. So quickly, in terms of the league tables, Oxford United's win saw them climb back into the playoff spots to get back in 6th in League One. City still bottom of National League. Banbury United haven't climbed anywhere. They're still 22nd in the National League North. Didcot Town still bottom of the Southern League Premier South. The North League still 5th. Kidlington 17th and Tame United 19th in the Southern League Division 1 Central. Well, finally, Women's National League South, Oxford United are 4th. And coming up this weekend, and it's non-league day as it's the international break. And Oxford United don't have a game in League One as their game is called off due to international call-ups. But sadly, not much in the county, actually, for non-league day. Oxford City's long trip up to AFC Fylde on Saturday. Banbury United also on the road. They travel up to Curzon Ashton National League North. Didcot Town there at home, so you can head down there. For non-league day, they host Gosport Borough. Northley on the travels to Aylesbury United, so still quite a local one. But you also get down to Kidlington as they host Kempston Rovers in the Southern League Division 1 Central, and Tame United travel to Biggleswade FC. And finally, on Sunday, Oxford United women host London Bees in the Women's National League South, and Oxford City women, they travel to Badshot Lee in the Southern Region Women's Football League Premier. And that's it, I think, Colin. So back to you.
Let's hope for better results this weekend. And so, right, Paul, back to you. And Oxford City take on Tame on Wednesday night in the semi-final of the Oxford Senior Cup. The game's being played at North Lee, so the City players, some of them will have to get used to grass pitch again and a pitch with a huge slope.
Certainly be a leveler, won't it, Colin, compared to what we're used to playing on these days. I think 10 years ago we'd have loved playing on that surface, but we play on a nice flat 3G pitch now, so it'll be an interesting game. I think you'll see a youthful Oxford City side on Wednesday. We're travelling up to Fylde on Friday for the game on Saturday, so it's an overnight stay. So I wouldn't be surprised if you'll see a mixture of youth, the under-19s players, plus some of the squad players playing on Wednesday. So should be interesting. We always like to win the Oxfordshire Senior Cup. It's one of those competitions we like to win, but we won't put in jeopardy the senior players for the game on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, in a season that's been seen more downs than ups, Paul, it would be nice to bag a bit of silverware, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Even if it's just the Senior Cup, it's better than nothing. But I think we really want to make sure we got a chance of winning the game on Saturday. We need to get some more points on the board and not see the season just fizzle out to nothing. We've beat Fylde already this season at home, haven't we? So let's see if we can do the double.
Let's hope so too. Well, that about wraps up this week's Lock, Lyon, Ryde review. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Paul. Stay tuned for much more Ox Sports Unleashed.
Yeah, so thank you, Colin, Paul, and myself for that review of the weekend's action and what's coming up this weekend. And I think we have to be biased, Colin, and say that was a really good episode of Lock, Lyon and Ryde, don't we?
Yeah, I think it was one of our better ones, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, Patrick.
Yes. So we'll park football for a little bit and we'll move on to ice hockey. And that's a sport that Darryl Woods went to see for himself last week as he went down with his missus and enjoyed a very enjoyable evening, didn't he? But Oxford City Stars, they've had a tough season as well, but they hope to turn the results round. So they hosted Romford Buccaneers at the Oxford Ice Rink on Saturday. And we'll show you the highlights from that, and followed by a Shannon Taylor interview after that.
Shannon Taylor, congrats on a W. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. Yeah, really pleased. But most importantly, I'm over the moon for the players. They gave absolutely everything to that performance. They've been brilliant for the last couple of weeks, playing slightly short bench. So to get rewarded with a W is, brilliant. Really pleased for them.
We have to talk about it. Bodies on the line, and a certain Mr. Dax Hedges return. What a performance from the captain, eh?
Dax was brilliant. He was typical Dax, threw himself in front of every puck, chipped him in a goal on his return as well, which is really nice. So, but Dax embodies what this team stands for, putting their bodies on the line, working hard. We've had a tough couple of weeks, tough season, but it's nice to see some of those results coming in for us. So it's good, really happy.
And it's interesting because Matt Lawday looked pretty sharp Wednesday night in front of the net, putting the puck in, and he delivered tonight. I mean, that pressure penalty shot, I mean, what was that like for you from the bench?
It's enjoyable. I think the way I always look at those situations is it's a privilege to be in that pressure situation. So the fact that we're in a game and it's got something on the line is a really nice thing for us. And the secret being Matt got a new stick. That's why he's looking sharp. So everything to do with the stick and nothing to do with Matt.
Nice one. So it is confirmed, coach. It is Oxford against Chelmsford in the playoffs. Thoughts going into that 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, I mean, Chelmsford are a good team. They've been a good side all year. Well coached. Cliff's got them very well drilled. So it's going to be an interesting game for us. But, it's the playoffs. It's a lottery, as it always is. So, we'll give our very best and we'll put our best foot forward. And we'll see where that gets us. We're playing a good Chelmsford team. They're second in the league for a reason. So we'll just do our very best and see where that takes us.
Nice one. Congrats, coach.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so there you go. A rare win actually for Oxford City Stars, and it was a good win 4-2 over the Romford Buccaneers. So good to see them with a good result over the weekend. So we'll just have a quick look actually at their league table in the National Ice Hockey League One. Oxford City Stars 7th in that league at the moment. So hopefully try and get their way up the league a little bit. And we'll just have a quick look at what's coming up for them this weekend. And they're in action twice, actually. Away on Saturday to Chelmsford Chieftains. And the amount of times we comment about the names of these teams every week. And one of the more difficult ones to probably spell and say, but we'll definitely get there. And then they're in action again the day afterwards at home. They host the Slough Jets in a cup game there. I think that starts at 6:15, but the graphic will be on screen to confirm that for me now. And just before we move on, we'll look at the Midnight Stars league table here, and they sit 5th currently in the Women's National Ice Hockey League 2. So that's what's coming up. Yes, Colin.
Yeah, and there's so much sport in Oxfordshire. We're changing sport yet again. We're coming off the ice and going on to non-ice hockey. What do you call it? I mean, it's hockey as in not on the ice. I was going to say,
it's field hockey, isn't it? So
field hockey.
Move on to onto AstroTurf, I think, rather than ice hockey. But
I said proper hockey, I get beaten up by those big guys, hockey sticks on the ice, wouldn't I?
Yes.
So no, it's field hocky. Over to you, Patrick.
Yeah, probably a sport I can more get into because I can actually use my feet rather than ice skate. So it take me longer to get into ice hockey, I think, but both enjoyable to watch. Yes, so we got some results from Abingdon Hockey Club from this weekend. We've got some ladies' results and men's results. We'll have a look through the ladies' results first. The first team won 4-0. The second team had a 1-0 loss, and the thirds had a 6-2 win actually. So that's a big win there. And a quick look at the men's results. The first team, they won 4-2. The second team were 12-0 actually, so a big win there. The thirds, they drew 3-3, and the fourths, they lost 3-2. So some big results there for Abingdon Hockey Club that weekend.
Okay, so we change sport yet again to the oval ball this time around. And Patrick, Lock, Chinner are having an amazing season, aren't they?
Yeah, and they continued that on Saturday, actually, with another massive win. They won 80-10. I think it's for the second time this season with that scoreline. And they ran in a massive 9 tries and a penalty try as well. So plenty of action on there on Saturday. Max Clementson actually headlined with a hat-trick of tries himself. So that's a good result for them. And they got 5 points for that win. It sees them now 5 points clear at the top of the league. So it's looking good for them. Get promotion to the Rugby Championship at the end of the season, the second tier of rugby. So that would be an amazing achievement for them coming up. We'll go from oval back to round, and we'll go back to football and finish that off before we move on to other sports. And as we alluded to a little bit earlier, actually, there was a little bit of midweek football this week with the 2 semi-finals of the Oxfordshire Senior Cup. Both Oxford City and Banbury looking to maybe use it as an opportunity to get some form, but actually they were both beaten by their lower league opposition in 2 teams struggling in the Southern League Division 1 Central, actually, in Tame United and Kidlington. I was at Tame United versus City, which was hosted at Northley, and it all looked good for City on about the hour, actually, when Kieren Duggan scored it's a good goal, actually, from the edge of the box as he rifled home from a cutback from Charlie Bacon. But 2 late goals from Tame up the massive slope at Northley saw City defeated. Jaden Carbon beat Martin Brzezowski with a free kick from wide, and then a effort from Ethan Lack for Tame deflected and left Brzezowski a little bit wrong-footed. Saw them through to their second successive final, actually, and it was the second time they'd beaten City in the competition in the last couple of years. And Kidlington beat Banbury United at Tame United, actually. It was 1-1 after 90 minutes, actually. Josh Davis scored for Kidlington midway through the second half. And Lewis Darlington did equalise with Banbury late on, but actually Kidlington went on to win 4-2 in the penalty shootout there. So it's a actually a very interesting final, Colin, with two teams fairly low down the Southern League Central battling out for the competition.
Yeah, I think so. But I think we said to it in Lock, Lyon and Ryde that really with so many Oxfordshire clubs struggling this season, I think it doesn't matter if you get a bit of silverware. It must give a team a really good boost. And I know that Killington have just signed a really decent player as well. That the manager Mark Mescom knows well. So they may well be a force to reckon with. And we should also remind people that don't be too harsh on Tam United, because don't forget that Ben Williams started the season with no players at all and had to delay his pre-season for a week to actually gather a squad together. So the fact they're actually still battling, and I've seen them a couple of times this season doing quite well at times, it's a tremendous, I think, credit to their backroom staff and the players that turn out consistently. And I think, was Jefferson Louis on the pitch for Tam United again at North Leigh? Did you witness that again?
He was. He was playing at centre-back, amazingly. I mean, I think everyone knows him as a striker, but he definitely, played as centre-back and actually held his own perfectly. He was, not much was getting past him, actually. So, I mean, Tame didn't look out of place on the same pitch as City, and I mean it wasn't a great pitch. It was very very muddy, and obviously we all know about how slopey it was at North Leigh. But certainly Tame were good value for their win, you'd say, on the night. We'll quickly finish off football and we'll have a look at our goal of the week. And it's a goal we've already seen actually for the second time in a couple of weeks. And it comes from the Didcot Town game, actually. And although Didcot were defeated 4-2, Patrick Osborne equalised for Didcot to make it 1-1, actually. With this fine effort, actually, with a curling effort from way outside the box. And it's actually pinpoint effort into the bottom corner, leaving the keeper with no chance. So, at least the second time we featured Didcot in goal of the week this season already. So, although they're struggling at the bottom of the Southern League Premier, they're certainly scoring some good goals. So, good goal from them again this week. And we'll just leave and finish the football now, and we'll just take you to our regular results service now. So here are all the results from football and rugby, actually, from Saturday and from midweek.
May not feel like it, but summer is gradually coming, and that means we'll turn attention now to a bit of cricket. Now, I'm a Hampshire man, born and bred, and so I'm quite often going to be down at the Utility Bowl this season. It's been renamed, I think. So with our production manager this evening, Wes Spearman, who's down there as part of the social media team. And we've been very lucky because we've got quite a few players who've gone through the Oxfordshire pathway and ended up not only in the Southern Vipers, but also in the England teams as well, the various squads and age groups. And you've got some really exciting news, haven't you, Patrick?
Yeah, Abby Norgrove, she's been selected for the England under-19s, actually, as a tri-series over in Sri Lanka, between obviously England, Sri Lanka and Australia there as well. And Kevin James, the Hampshire commentator for BBC, caught up with Abby in the week. She spoke alongside Berkshire's Ava Lee.
Well, first of all, how lucky are you to be going to Sri Lanka? Abby, you first. What does it mean to be selected by England under-19?
Genuinely still can't believe it. Like, it hasn't sunk in yet. It's 2 weeks till a week till we're flying, and it still hasn't sunk in for me or the family. So it's an amazing opportunity. Very grateful.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, I am actually. When I got the call, I couldn't believe it. I just texted my family, like, genuinely couldn't believe it. So yeah, amazing.
Ava, the same for you?
Yeah, it's absolutely unreal. If you told me like a year ago that I'd be going on tour to Sri Lanka playing for like England under-19s, would not believe you, let alone playing with like the first at Vipers and stuff. Can't believe it.
Because you're still relatively new to sort of top level sports. I mean, for both of you, you only broke into the Vipers last season. This is whirlwind stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, playing with the first, I mean, it's given me a bit more confidence, I'd say, going into this, like going into the training part of the squad. But yeah, absolutely, so new to me, like not used to any of it. But yeah, amazing opportunity.
So you're going to Sri Lanka, but not only playing against Sri Lanka, but you'll be playing against Australia as well.
I know, when I found that out, I was blown away. That's so cool. Playing against Australia, like one of the best teams in the world. It's so cool. Can't wait.
Does it take a while to sink in that actually is what's going to happen to you in 10 days' time or so?
Genuinely, it still hasn't sunk in. I actually can't believe the opportunity that's come, especially playing against Australia, who's one of the best countries in the world for women's cricket. It's amazing, yeah.
Have you been to Sri Lanka before?
No, it's actually my first time out of Europe, so long flight ahead, but very excited, yeah.
What are you hoping to get out of the trip?
I'm hoping to score some runs and just ready for the Vipers season, really. It's a good preparation phase, but just hopefully enjoy it and bat long, yeah. Very excited.
Ava, what are you hoping to get?
Yeah, I'm hoping to bowl, like, well, I guess, and yeah, get a bit of confidence going into the season. Also learning a bit about playing in a different country, because I've never done that before. Yeah.
Have you spoken to anybody that's played in Sri Lanka, or anybody that can help you so far?
Well, I spoke to a few of the coaches like at England and here at Vipers. Everyone's been like really great with all of that. Bit of advice on it all. Turning wicket, hopefully, which will be good.
I think some of them turn out there. I don't know, I've not been out there myself, but I think some of them will, won't they?
Yeah, I hope so. Really hope so. Can't wait.
And I think some of the tracks will be good for batting as well, Abby, won't they?
Yeah, I do hope some dry wickets are out there to score a lot of runs. Looking forward to the 50 over in T20 cricket. Yeah.
Now, Abby, you know you both know some of the players that are going along as well, because some of them have actually been in the World Cup under-19 as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they did so well last year, and just hoping that we carry it on forward for this tri-series. Exciting times, yeah.
And does it help there's 3 Vipers? I know we've only got 2 here at the moment, but you've also got Mary Taylor. Does that help sort of with the trip?
Yeah, it really does, because Mary is seen as more of a senior role model, because she had a great season last year with the Brave in the 100, so she's really inspirational for us, I'd say.
As I say, there's a few of them that played in the Under-19 World Cup, but I mean there's 15 going, so there's a good chance you guys are going to see some action over.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, it's an honour to just go, but yeah, if I get to play, that would be great.
Yeah. Tell me about last season, because you broke into the side. You played in the Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy, didn't you? A few games as well. How did you find that?
I mean, at first, like, again, couldn't really believe that I was going into the first last season. Didn't expect it at all. But yeah, the whole team, so supportive, welcoming. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Because we know you as an off-spinner as well. I remember you bowling an England player, Tammy Beaumont, in the final up at Northampton.
Yeah.
She couldn't get you off the square. She didn't know what to do.
Yeah, told that. But yeah, it was just great experience to get to bowl at her, yeah. A bit nervous, but yeah, it's good fun.
Who's been guiding you with your bowler? Because you're mainly a bowler, I guess, aren't you? Well, we've seen you with the Vipers as a bowler. Who's been guiding you with your off spin?
Well, I'd say Flinty is the head spin bowling. Yeah, Darren Flint, sorry. Head bowling coach here at the Vipers, and he's been absolutely amazing. Have a session with him every Monday. He's really good, really supportive with it all. And yeah, helps me when I'm in a bit of a ditch.
Now, I remember when he played, he fired it in as a spinner, but you actually give it a lot more air, so there must be some interesting conversations between you two.
Yeah, I think we do bowl slightly differently. He does turn it a lot though, rags it a lot. Left arm off spinner as well, I think. But he's good with all the spinners, he works leg spin, off spin, so yeah, really good.
And Abby, who's been helping you with your batting?
Our batting coach, Pritch.
Paul Pritchard.
Paul Pritchard, there you go. He's been great. I work with him every Wednesday and Mondays, and just going through plans and stuff, he's been great, because obviously he made it in the professional game, so really wise head, yeah.
Because it was your first season in the Vipers as well, wasn't it? And you scored, nearly 50 in your second game against the Thunder?
Yeah, what a bounce back. Yeah, I couldn't really believe it. It was a surreal experience. It was great. A great team, so supportive, yeah.
How have you found moving up the levels? Because you were at Oxford, weren't you? You played Oxfordshire, and then you played Vipers Academy and second team, now first team. How are you finding moving through the levels so quickly?
Well, the whole Vipers unit is so supportive of everyone, so inclusive that they'll welcome anyone, and it's been really nice to play for such a lovely first team, really. Yeah.
Ava, the same for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Going up from Berkshire to this, such friendly, welcoming people. Absolutely love it. Enjoy every game.
So it's not long till you fly out. Have you got your England kit yet?
Yeah, well we've got all the training kit. So much of it. So grateful for that. But yeah, I haven't got the match kit yet, but can't wait. Tried it on and stuff, so all looks good.
Does it feel good having an England badge on it?
Yeah, it feels great to represent. It's great. Love it.
So tell me about the series. You're playing T20s and 50 overs, aren't you? In a round robin?
Yeah, I think so. So we play, I think, 2 T20s against both sides and then 1 50 over. T20s first and then the 50 overs.
Right. So it's just the 3 games, have you, is it? Or no, there must be a few more games than that, isn't it?
So we play...
I think 6 in total.
Yeah, 4 T20s and then 2 ODIs at the end of our trip.
Yeah. So you miss a pretty sort of cold pre-season in England, don't you, Abby, by going to Sri Lanka?
Yeah, we miss, I think there's a game on here, our internal game. Yeah, can't compare to Sri Lanka, I guess.
Now, you know when you come back, Ava, because I know you'll have played for England and you've got the badges and that, but you have to remember that you're still a Viper and you still play, for your county as well. But, surely you're going to feel different when you get back, aren't you?
I mean, I hope not. I hope just get a bit more confidence, but I'll still be the same. Playing for Vipers is an absolute dream as well, so it'll all be the same, I hope.
Sure. And maybe you think you'll pick up a few sort of, I don't know, pointers from the other sides. I mean, you're playing against players from Sri Lanka and Australia. They'll play slightly differently. Do you think you'll pick things up from there?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out, especially the Aussies. I think they'll be a gun side and the Sri Lankan team, so I'm going to take some tips, definitely.
Yeah, so Abby joined the Oxfordshire pathway at 8 years old, actually. She's climbed through the ranks and joined the Southern Vipers Academy, and actually made her senior debut last year for the first team. I think Wes said she scored 48 not out on her debut, so a good innings on there. And here's another interview with Abby talking about her progress through the Oxfordshire Academy leading up to that.
Genuinely couldn't believe it. It's a surreal moment. I straight away called my mum and my dad. They couldn't believe it either. It was an amazing feeling. Genuinely still hasn't sunk in yet. I started playing cricket at Oxfordshire when I was 8, I think, in the under-11s, where I made some of my greatest friends ever in the cricketing. And then I've just progressed through the ranks. I think I made my women's debut 15. And that brought me to the Vipers Academy trials, and progressed through the ranks there as well, and then surreal moment making my Vipers debut. Yeah, my school, Burford School, have been really accommodating with it. They've helped me through. There's been support in place to help me go through, because I'm doing my A-levels, which is a bit of a juggle, but they've helped me rebalance it so I can actually train with cricket and balance with my school, which has been really good. Yeah, there's a lot of extra stuff happening in the background, a lot of study time, but again, they have been so accommodating with homework and letting me off a few things here and there, but they've been very accommodating, especially with an S&C perspective as well. Earlier on, when I was in the academy, they would help me with extra S&C sessions, which has been really useful. Genuinely so excited to play because this will be the first time I've played cricket abroad, so very excited for different wickets, different conditions to get used to. It's very exciting times. I spoke to the batting coach here and we've done a lot of work on plans against spin and stuff, so I'm pretty set and ready, but yeah, just raring to go. They're absolutely amazing coaches, especially Lottie, Charlotte Edwards. It's great to have someone who is so inspirational in the women's game to be your head coach, especially batting coach. She's absolutely amazing.
So that just about wraps it up, I think, for this slightly strange Oxsports Unleashed. But hopefully we've got all the regular features in there. But before we go, everyone I think will know it's the international break. And actually this international break is a bit special because it's non-league day on Saturday. And we'll try and put the fixtures for home games in Oxfordshire on the screen. But one we know for sure, the highest ranked non-league team at home on Saturday, Didcot Town, and they're offering £5 entry to their game against Gosport Borough. So that's an absolute bargain, I think, and especially with Oxford United off and City and Banbury a long way away. I think it'd be an absolute steal to go and give them £5 there. So yeah, it's an important day, isn't it, for non-league clubs, Colin?
I think it is, and I think if you heard Jamie Heapy's post-match interview, what he's saying about the fact that Didcot Town, it might be down the bottom of the league, as it were, but there's no shortage of effort and also some really good goals. We've seen, we featured some goal of the week twice now for Didcot Town. So seriously, if you're looking for a bit of a footy fanzine, then why don't you go down to Didcot and give them a bit of support, because I'm sure they're putting a good show for you on Saturday afternoon, Patrick.
Yeah, and as I say, here's hopefully a full list of all the teams at home from step 1 down to 6 in Oxfordshire on a Saturday. So if you can, try and get yourself down to a game, and I'm sure you won't regret it. I mean, I certainly didn't when I went down to Oxford City that day in 2013, and here I am home and away, and I'll be AFC filed on Saturday.
Yeah, you are hardcore, aren't you? You are hardcore, so yes.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm a bit silly sometimes, but I wouldn't change it for the world, I don't think. So.
No, especially when you go away and you get a round of applause from the home fans too, which is not taking the mickey, genuinely saying, well done, lads, on a Tuesday night to come up here. So yeah. Well done to you, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's homely feel. But so that does finally wrap us up for this week's edition. Hopefully we'll bring the professionals back to you next week with Darryl and KDog. But hopefully we've done a good enough job, Colin. We've got an episode out, and I'm sure hopefully we didn't do too badly.
Yeah, and thanks to Wes Spearman too for doing the production team, and Dan Smith as well for behind the scenes to actually put the clips together. For the time being, though, from myself, Colin Ryde, and Patrick Lock, thanks for watching this evening. And do tune in again next Thursday at 8 for another Oxsports Unleashed.